My name is Rhapsody. I'm going back into Dolly. Here in the Bazaar. Come on, come on. Give me, shield? Crit core? Give me something I haven't used. There's both crit... No, not crit core. That's the core. Charge all the items to the right for a second, and when you use any to the left, you charge this for a second. I'm gonna take the armored core, though. Gimme armor. Is armor maybe a bad idea? No, I can't start thinking about what's meta. I've just got to start thinking about how do I do what I want to do. And then over the course of trying to do that enough times, I'll discover things. Like the meta. Sterling. Sell silver tier items. A very early silver tier item and a great idea. I'm a welding helmet. Triggering every 3 seconds to shield us for 12 and burn the enemy for 2. The weaponized core, the armor core, also every 6 seconds will give us 15 shield and then give items to the right of it plus 5 shield for the fight. Oh, yeah, yes. Gimme pyro. I would love to have +1 burn on this welding helmet. If I can get it up to 4 burn, I can actually increase burn on an enemy. 4? Actually, hang on. How commonly does... It's not 1 every second that burn is tricking, right? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Just a moment. Omega Ray would be a great pickup for us. When you use the core or another ray, give all of your burn items +1 burn. Any burn scaling reasonably. But we also get a lot of defense out of this very, very, very quickly. Lighter. Every 3 seconds, burn 1. Monster Ranch. And middle sells medium items, slow course. Slow. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Induction Aegis, despite the fact that it is not a slow item, is considered a slow item for the sake of obstacle course. I don't know why, but I've encountered it a couple of times. There's also the ability to get silver tier monster loot from the Monster Ranch. Let's do that. The silver tier monster loot is going to come from me selling this lighter. There are significantly better burn tools in Dooley's set than a lighter. And then, yeah, we get +8 burn to left, +8 shield rather, the leftmost shield item. Poison, not really going to be using that here, unfortunately. Nufu sells skills, Andre sells small items. I'm going to get 25 max HP from snack time because I can't really afford either of those. I don't want to use scrap, and also realistically, how much armor I can generate is not going to be what changes the outcome of this battle. Because if the enemy has any poison, I'm already going to be losing this one. That's poison. Gamma Ray. That'll do it. So Gamma Ray is going to be able to trigger, what, 6 times before we get to the Sandstorm. That's probably just going to be too much for me. I'd win quite quickly in the Sandstorm, but I suspect I will have too little HP when the Sandstorm comes to survive. Oh, never mind. We get there. JJ sells items, recycling center for a non-weapon item. I don't have that much money yet, so I'm gonna get a non-weapon item. Chem Snail. When you slow, charge this for 3 seconds. Core cooldown decreased, upgrade the core, get a shield item, very, very, very high tier. Upgrade your leftmost bronze tier item, also very good. Upgrade the core or your leftmost bronze tier item, both of them the same. I do want to put some more slow in this build. But maybe I skip getting the shield item here and just upgrade the core. The Core giving now 10. So twice as much additional shielding to the wielding helmet. Is where small large items. Lick it. At this point, I think it's probably worth me selling my extracts just to get as much value here as possible. Chem Snail is going to be really good if I can get like a cool LED or something like that. Battlefield small weapon, lick it. I think I go to Midsworth.
I pay well for mid-sized things. Reasonable sized things.
Coolant, Alpha Ray, and Power Sander are all available here. Coolant, freeze an item for 1 second and cleanse half of your burn. Alpha Ray with the ability to buff other items on core usage, their damage specifically. And Power Sander with the ability to literally buff other items. That's a shame. Not really the kind of thing that I was hoping for here, but I will take Crypto.
I've got 4 legs because I carry this company.
Gamma Ray. When you use the core or another ray, your poison items gain +1 poison for the fight. I could see a world where I'm tempted to take the welding helmet off field. I just don't see Gamma Ray working into that. I don't need to scale my poison higher. I need to defend myself and live while I poison the enemy with what I currently have. I'm not going to put Gamma Ray on field and then an Armored Core and then... Am I? I could imagine a world where I end up using it, so I'm going to take it. I'm not going to take the GPU, though.
I mean, help you.
I believe we beat Rogue Scrapper. Giant Mosquito would give us access to some slow through Amber. But I'm going to go for as much money and experience as I can get here because we really need it. The burn is irrelevant. The welding helmet is not a burn item for us, unfortunately. It'd be nice if it was, but it isn't. Our damage is exclusively Chem Snail, and our scaling defense is Armored Core Welding Helmet. Which really asks me to replace the welding helmet with 2 items that are benefiting. So fundamentally, if I can get the duct tape, that would be one of the best hits available. Duct tape says, whenever you use an adjacent item, shield 5, but obviously we would be increasing that consistently with Armored Core. And also, every 6 seconds, I believe the duct tape does this, every 6 seconds, slow. So that would be speeding up the Chem Snail's resolution consistently. Considerably is the word I was looking for there. Gianola Bar. When you sell a tool, give this +1 max ammo. Eh. Kev's Armory sells health, toughness, and shield items. I mean, there's an induction, I guess. Again, I'm going to take it as a small, and that and Chris Army Knife, I actually think. I'm going to take both of those as small investments in a possible future. Not a future I currently live in. I'm not going to play either of them yet. Strange Mushroom, Cache of Riches. I'm going to go Strange Mushroom, and for the experience, giving me the ability to get to the next level before the next fight. Upgrade the core again. Thank you. Gold Armored Core already. That actually might change our plans. I definitely think we field the 2 of those off the back of that. Now they're getting 20 shield every time the Armored Core activates. Alright, can we handle the heat or do we have to get out of the oven? Nanobots. Each of them dealing 60 damage. I mean, that's not a bad build. Look at the big amount of damage they're doing there. The haste triggers go off. All of them are attacking constantly. Thankfully, my shielding is pretty good, but I think I'm dead. Yeah. That's just a lot of nanobots. Midsworth sells small and large items. Hit with bronze tier skills. I'm gonna go Midsworth.
All things in moderation.
Duct tape is definitely still the pickup. Force field! Shield 10, and then deal damage equal to your shield. Force field definitely goes in this build. I'm gonna roll still because hitting duct tape I would happily sell as many things as are needed. Excuse me. Game. I hit the reroll button. Can I have a reroll? Please, game. Did it fail because I didn't have enough money? I could have sworn I had enough money. Alright. I'm just gonna quickly reload from the main menu, just in case a visual glitch has occurred in some way or whatever. But it's also possible I just didn't have enough money. I tried to click the button and then I didn't understand what happened. Okay. Cool LEDs. When you use the core, slow an item for a second.
Happy to exploit you. I mean help you.
Okay, cool LEDs over here. So now cool LEDs, every 4 seconds, it'll slow. And also, when the armored core triggers, it'll slow. Both of those speeding up the Chem Snails resolution. The damage for this build currently doesn't come out of force field. It comes out of this interaction here. So instead, I just want my most consistent shielding items on the field. I will later transition to force field, but for the moment, not necessary. Eating contest for as much max HP as I can afford, which only appears to be 50 in this instance, but... Oh, it's not even 50, because I... made a mistake. Oops. Eccentric Etherite. So you do have a force field, but your force field is silver tier, isn't it?
The sparks! They're everywhere!
Unfortunately, I can't scale the enemy's shielding down in this fight. However, I scale my own shielding up significantly. So I think I will be able to survive it. And those items would definitely be better for me than any alternatives here. Chem Snails doing serious work. Yeah, we get this.
But the Bazaar will go dark without me!
Dark it shall be, then. Oh, yeah! Rigged! At the start of the fight, haste 2 items for 3 seconds. Best outcome. And he sells small items, but I'm going to be hitting up the lost chest to experience 1 gold. Upgrade the core, literally, all the way to diamond tier. Armored core, diamond tier. And it's not even the end of day 3. Sterling sells silver tier items. There are so many of those that are great right now. Combat core. When you use any items to the left of this gains plus 10 damage to the fight. When you use any items to the right, it gains 10 shield for the fight. Weak point detector when you slow charge this for 2 seconds. Okay, so the thing is, Chem Snail does need to get off this board eventually, right? When my damage scales, this becomes the build. Does this build benefit from Armored Core being on here? Like what? I have Armored Core, Force Field, Combat Core. So that's 8 of our slots taken up. I think with the Armored Core at Golden tier right now, I already have so much more shield scaling than I otherwise would that Combat Core doesn't make any sort of sense. I will roll because I can still happily sell Chem Snail in order to pick up the right item. Pulse Rifle, 20 damage, plus 1 multicast. If it's adjacent to a friend, plus 1 again. If it's your only friend. Ice 9000, every 8 seconds, freezes an item for 2 seconds and poisons the enemy. Whenever you freeze, increase the poison, and then Atomic Clop. None of those are really relevant. Unfortunately, that was just a little bit of a whiff of a store for us. I do believe this is the way that we go, especially against a character in, what do they call him? Pygmalion. Especially in a character like Pygmalion, who's definitely not running poison. Ooh, a fiery cutlass and a beast of burden. Those aren't poison, are they? No? Okay, we're fine. Get him, force field. Again, I do think the correct thing is probably just getting as much HP as I can have access to at the moment. Gimme. The docks! I'll absolutely work at the docks for a shield-based item. The Cove. When you sell an item, this gains 1 value. I mean, the Cove is actually a lot of shielding. It only activates every 3 seconds, whereas that's 3 spaces. 3 spaces that could otherwise be hit by plus 40s. This is activating every 4 seconds. This is activating every 5. Yeah, I don't think I can take that. Boiler Room Brawler. You have so many fewer, I think is the words, the wording I was trying to go for. But that's laborious and I don't like it. You have far fewer, there we go, good items than you used to. You no longer have the hammer, you no longer have the wrench, so you miss out on a lot of the upgrades you could get from here. You still have energy potion, which is nice, but is that enough? Time to tinker when you haste shield 10. I don't think you're my guy. Retiree based most heavily around heal, and heal isn't really part of this kit. Flame Juggler, admittedly, I do think that I would have enough damage, enough shielding, sorry, for the Flame Juggler to be irrelevant. Flame Juggler immediately hits us with 40 burn in the face. If we have any shielding, we halve the incoming damage from burn. And not only do we have any shielding, we have very good scaling shielding. Yeah, we've already outscaled the enemy's damage significantly, and pop them in the face for the rest of it. Duct tape needs to be on this board. It needs to replace Chris Army and go between induction and welding helmet. It needs to do that yesterday. I will do anything that will get me duct tape. Anything. Say the word. 125 max HP Titan Protocol or 3 loot items. 3 loot items is hard to turn down, especially when I'm getting extra cell value from Cove. It's a lot of poison. I'll gain my 2 regeneration. 4 additional poison, though? Does that argue that I should put Chem Snail back on field? And if it does make that argument, does it do it successfully? King sells non-weapon items, there's a racetrack. I will be going for the golden experience again. And he sells small items, and Mittel sells medium ones. And he sells small items, that's a higher chance of finding the duct tape. Omega Ray. When you use the core or another ray, your burn items gain +1 burn for the fight. Admittedly, I think burn scaling is so much less important to me than just force field scaling. So I should focus exclusively around that. Like, scaling both of them at the same time, they'll cannibalize each other's spaces. They're not really synergizing with one another. But isn't that the same for the Chem Snail then? How can I turn around and say the Chem Snail is worth keeping? I don't think any of those are coming with me, including Wallace. You only activate every 6 seconds and you scale your own shielding. I've got good shielding scaling. You just need to activate constantly. That's it. That's the deal. Barbed wire. When you shield, this gains 5 damage for the fight. I think force field is our version of that. No, I still need duct tape, unfortunately. I don't think a pivot to any of these is appropriate. Power Sand is nice, but like very minimal in impact right now compared to the Armored Core literally just going off.
If you want cheap junk, go see Curio.
Alright, Z Gibby. You haven't dropped a match yet, which is pretty terrifying. It probably means you have an early Jabalian longbow, and you've got a reasonable amount of max HP, so you're doming people for, yep, damage. That said, I've got more max HP than you. You do have a dog, but I've also got really good shielding. I think I win this one. Sorry, buddy. You're definitely set up for a good run, though, with that Flail Jabalian Atlatl. A golden dog. I still haven't even had a golden dog. My best dog run was silver. Anti-sell small items. Small shield item for free. No, I still need to be able to choose.
The brain. Mine is highly concentrated.
Power Sander upgraded, though. Still pales fully in comparison to the Armored Core. When you use an adjacent item, give the other adjacent item haste and metronome. I think that's too good to turn down.
Remember, diamonds come in small boxes.
I don't think we're a Gamma build. I just don't. I don't want to take Gamma Ray, Beta Ray, and then start slotting those again. I got my Force Shield. I got the Armored Core. Am I being way too stubborn? Literally, I'm being offered the Beta Ray and the Gamma Ray here. I've got items on board that would make the Omega Ray like a great pickup. Fine, I'm stubborn. Kev's Armory, health, toughness, and shield items. I know Nufu sells skills, but Kev's Armory sells duct tape?
Some for ya.
Well, it wasn't duct tape. Armadillo, when you shield, charges 2 seconds. There's also the shielded water cooler, permanently gain 10 max health when you use it. And when you use an adjacent friend, charge this for a second. And then barbed wire. Wow. Alright, I'm going to take Chris off the fields. And I'm going to replace you with a metronome. I'm going to put the metronome between the Armored Core and the Force Field, so each of them is passing back to the other a second worth of haste. So ultimately at this point, that will just be a second off of their cooldown each. And I'm not going to take any of the rest of those.
Very soft.
Mod Squad, you've got Crypto and a silver Chris Army knife. Infernal Envoy has some burn-related tools. Sabretooth probably has the best items here. And that's just straight-up money. Yeah, but Mod Squad has money in it as well. Alright, Mod Squad. It's got a lot of money in the crypto. All I have to do is sell it at the peak of the market, and that can't be that hard, right? I'm definitely going to check it every hour. They definitely didn't check it every hour. Ooh, there's first aid in there. Every 30 seconds, every 3.0 seconds rather. Heal 20 and haste an item for a second. Tools have their cooldown reduced, leftmost value, core cooldown reduced by 5%. That might just be enough. The Armored Core does just need to be faster. Do I want to just... I can't sell the extracts yet. Do I sell Chem Snail? I'm going to reduce the core's cooldown by 5%. Lost crate sells nothing but the golden experience that I desperately crave. Bought us shield skills. Those are useful for us. And I got money.
Just waited for them to collapse.
Perfect. Sharp corners. When you shield, your weapons gain 3 damage for the fight. Some additional scaling back for damage.
Walking is a lot like striking, but reversed.
And we'll fight Dark Forge. Are you a poison build, or are you going to lose?
But I've seen my share of storms.
That's not really poison. You do technically have poison, but it's not capable of draining my HP.
Bring
Boom.
her about! I've got another salvo in me.
Big hit, right in the face. Alia sells weapons, chocolates. I'm definitely going chocolates here. And I'm gonna free up the space to do so. One of the big reasons to go chocolates here is because I'm paying 10 for them, but I get 5 back. 2 extracts, burn items, get a tool. Leftmost item has plus 3 value. I mean, the burn items reducing their cooldown, considering how much of the block core they are, is nice, but eventually both of those need to go away. I'm gonna get a tool. Give me duct tape. Alright, Chris, welcome back. Order sell shield skills. Can't turn those down here.
Your enemy's face when they realize they just can't hurt you.
Reserve shield. The first time you use a large item each fight, shield equal to 10% of your max health. Getting 150 shield the first time I use force field sounds great to me.
You wield it well enough. A shield can be its own kind of weapon.
Well, this is a problem. The only one of these that I think is a good idea for me to fight is Infernal, who is also probably the riskiest for me to fight. Also probably. Yeah. The legendary tier enemy actually is the riskiest for us to fight, just bar none. The thing is, they can scale their burn pretty significantly because it gains damage equal to the enemy's burn for the fight and then hits us again. But also, we're halving damage from them consistently, and our shielding is getting better and better. If I survive long enough to hit you with a force field again, we win. You'll try. Ooh. I was wondering what I would do if I got the Infernal Greatsword. So every 8 seconds, it deals 2 damage. And then it burns equal to this item's damage. And then it gains damage equal to your enemy's burn for the rest of the fight. So realistically, the first time this hits the enemy, it doesn't do that much. The second time it hits them, it does a lot. And that's not really supported by my build at the moment. If anything, I'm just happy to get 50 gold. I can sell that for 50 gold. Speaking of 50 gold, let's go to Curio, because I don't care about increasing my income right now. Slow for an extra second on cool LEDs is great. It's basically like upgrading it, except now I can still upgrade it in the future instead. Okay.
Now that's a bargain.
Blue nanas and the makeshift barricades. Sell the makeshift barricade. Buy and sell some scrap.
Circuits to see that final.
Oh, hell yeah. Rocket Boots is a huge hit. Increase the haste from the metronome by an additional second. Again, it's like upgrading the metronome, except I can still upgrade it. In terms of shield on items that I know will stay on the field, I'm going to put the scrap on the force field, because at least then it will always be there for the force field.
That's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you.
Sell these rocket booties. Feather for the cooldown reduction. I mean, I could do that. I could certainly do that. I could get a little bit of additional damage on the force field, which, especially considering I do have...
Tragedy. Reuse everything.
It has no cost as long as I sell the cove eventually, and because I have so much money as well. Pretty easy to justify doing this. I could also see a world where I tried to use that to increase the damage of the Infernal Greatsword. What if I got the Infernal Greatsword just high enough that it was comfortable being used? Tinker sells friend items, but Simon, you sell skills unique to Dooley. If you have exactly one friend, if I had another friend, I would. Reduce it and the core's cooldown by 5%. It's also party like it's... am I gonna... It's probably gonna be 1999, right? Is it? So it's a 1 in the 1's place, and 1 in the 2's place, and 1 in the 4's place, and 1 in the 8's place. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do that. Upgrade the core, can't do that. I think I just go for overclocked. Core has its cooldown reduced by 10%. That's incredible. Great scaling. However, at that point, I do think I'm looking at selling the Infernal Greatsword. Unfortunately, the dream is dead, but now, I'm rich! All I had to do was give up on my dreams! And you can too. Metronome, you seem like the target for this upgrade. Upgrade your leftmost silver tier item. A lot of the others, sure I could get some more shielding, but shielding is not my problem. What I need is more speed. And also better items rather than Induction Aegis and Welding Helmet to carry my shielding. But we can do that in the future.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies. You've got
Okay.
talent. You should put it toward nobler use.
I gotta say, the fact that there's not that many poison builds out in the run at the moment, I'm definitely benefiting from it. I am terrified for when they turn up, though. Let's go to the docks and work for a shield item. Probably the most relevant. Ooh, and we get the Welding Helmet upgrade. I'll happily take that. Kev's Armory, give me Doctor. You coward.
Smarma?
Shielded Omega Ray. No, my damage comes from the force field. Unless I want to replace it. You know what? I'm gonna buy this. It's 4. I can keep that in my inventory. That might be relevant at some point in the future. I'll do the same with Chris Army Knight. Shock Trooper, you're a burn bill. Joyful and Sergeant Suds have significantly less for me though. Shock Trooper, I can defend myself against a lot of your shenanigans. Incendiary Round. Welding Helmet. Yeah, you're not really that useful for me. There is some value, very little, but some value in going to Joyful Jack. Because I could, rarely, but could, pick up the skill Rapid Thaw when an opponent freezes your items, reduces duration by 1 second. Sergeant Suds, I'm so sorry, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I'd have to have a full tool build. I'm gonna go over the Shock Trooper. The additional experience is pretty compelling. Unfortunately, because I've got a bronze Induction Aegis, I'm not going to be able to get the golden one as a copy from them. Could have been nice, alas. Ooh, yeah. Nitro, every 4 seconds. Burn both players for 4 and charge an item. Kina sells non-weapon items. Yep.
Come with no weapons, leave with big bargains.
I don't think I'd take Gamma Ray. Charging station when you use the item left of this, charge the item to the right for a second. When you use the core, give it 20 damage for the fight, and there's also Bunker. When you take damage from an item, shield equal to 30% of the damage dealt. Sorry, but none of those are coming with. And yikes. These ones are pretty tough too. I'm gonna take 1 experience. Very sad outcome there. Andy, give me...
Step toward good taste.
I don't need Nitro. Nitro is not a good item for me. Cooling Fan, while you have burn, reduce this item's cooldown by 50%, giving it the ability to increase the crit of the armored core faster. No. One of these days, someone's gonna have to offer me a duct tape. I wouldn't have thought it would be so hard for me to get. And yet. Alright, I'm gonna sell the feather to try and get the cooldown reduction for my units on board. And then Epinician. What's your build like? It's not poison, is it? How dare you? How dare you? Never mind. Can I have your duct tape? Can I borrow your duct tape? Mom says it's my turn with the duct tape. They're scaling their damage out of the combat core. I can see that happening. My shield is scaling very well. Really putting up numbers here. This is the build I wanted, except for the absence of one specific item that I am hunting. This is pretty much the build I want. Obstacle course, get a slow item, middle sells medium items. You know what? Give me a slow item. It's gonna be the duct tape. Damn it. I truly believed as soon as I saw the small one. Plasma grenade. Every 8 seconds, burn both players for 20, and slow enemy items for 3 seconds. Meh. Mysterious portal versus Quixel. Quixel, please. There's Clarence Dooley's Scarf. Every 4 seconds, shield 40. When this or an adjacent item gains freeze, shield 40 and remove freeze from it. Welding Helmet activates a second and a bit faster than that. But also, it could prevent Force Field from being frozen, which, that's pretty impactful. I'm going to take it speculatively. I don't have to put it on board. Remote control to use the core. Oh, there's a cog and a thrust. If remote control was upgraded so it had 7-second cooldown, I think I'd be into it, but it's not, and I'm not. Robo Bouncer. With the amount of money I have, which I really don't think I'm going to be able to spend, I'm trying to put myself in a position to leave my inventory open to some pivots. Like, if I run up against, Mr. Freeze You, Cryo something, Volcus Enforcer. If I run into the Volcus Enforcer, I'll be pretty happy to be able to prevent freezes. Boy. I'm gonna go 250 max HP here, increasing the poison or damage or getting a friend. None of those are as relevant to me. Curio sells bronze tier junk items, but as we saw, increasing slow or increasing haste are pretty good. Increasing haste probably isn't necessary. These are probably activating as fast as they will. Sells non-weapon items. All right, Kina. Brick Buddy, when you use adjacent friend, this gains 20 shield for the fight. There's also Virus. Ooh, Gold Virus. Every 5 seconds, destroy another small item on each player's board for the fight. Okay, there's also a battery I'm not going to use. Please. Please, please, game, please.
You're not ready to accept the light. And that's okay.
Get a small non-weapon item. You know what? It's gonna be duct tape. No, why is it never duct tape? Please, it's literally the most important part of the build that's missing. Come on, I just want a duct tape. Alas, in the meantime, I'll settle for crying. It's just my dad used to tell me about the duct tape every nighttime, every single nighttime since the night I was born until the day he died. Are you buying it? I can do an emotional appeal if he gets me the duct tape. That's a lot of poison. That's a lot of poison. Anyway, eat shield. Ooh, I love having a 7th win. Snack time. Do I want 250 max HP, or do I want to pay 10 gold for 150? B1 and B2 sells items with a high chance of upgrades. I should get rid of garbage if I want to go to there, so that I actually upgrade my items on board. I am going to take that as the opportunity to get rid of it. To get rid of that. B1 and B2. No. There's no way, right? Solar Farm. Every 6 seconds, give your other items haste for 3 seconds. And gain 12 regeneration for the fight. It's just when Induction Aegis and Welding Helmet go off. Those are the only burn triggers I currently have access to. When you burn, charge this for 2 seconds. So it'll give the other items haste for 3 seconds, which will cause the Welding Helmet to activate 2 times in 3 seconds. And the Induction Aegis to activate 2 times in 3 and a bit. Theoretically, it could replace Metronome and give us perma haste on all of our stuff, but the real power of Metronome is that it's only 1 space on my board. This increases our regeneration. Our regeneration is not really the problem. Regeneration is it's seldom high enough to account for poison from an enemy to balance that out. And I don't think there's play in speculative picking that up. Roaming Isle, you say? Tropical Island could be nice. Just get a coconut and or a citrus every so often. Elite Duelists. No. There's nothing there that's that relevant to us. And then Oasis Guardian, pretty much the same. Alright, I'm going to Roaming Isle just because it's the most rewards. And also because getting the Tropical Island would give me some coconut and citrus every day, which I could sell. These 2 slots are so prime to be replaced. Just be something. Oh, short up. When you heal, shield 100. That's great. Shame I don't heal. I mean, I think the only upgrade that really makes sense is Force Field. The item that I am certain is going to be on the fields at the end of the game. Shrouded Figure. Let me give you 10 to give me 2 to 4 experience, please. I think that was 2. Kina, Mysterious Portal for a rare. Oh, Freya! Just selling freeze items doesn't make you good. They have to be good freeze items. No, I don't think so. Nitrogen hammer every 8 seconds, deal 25 damage. Freeze an item for a second. When you freeze an item, this gains 25 damage for the fight. There's also Isocoric for freezing an item for 2 seconds. So in 8 seconds, I can freeze 2 items and deal 50 damage. And then Ice 9000, who scales its poison when you freeze, but you don't want both of these as payoffs, really. This is nothing. What you really want here is a item that you already want to run in your build that Freya has enchanted with freeze. But that's not that.
Winter's gifts do have a price.
Alright, time to feast on Dins. Okay, I'm scaling pretty well, but unfortunately the enemy has duct tape, which makes it pretty hard to meet them. Oh no, they also have defensive stance. When you use a weapon, your shield items gain 9 shield for the fight. So that's how they're scaling that duct tape so high. They've got better shielding scaling than me, and I've had an armored core diamond since day 3. Thankfully, it looks like I did manage to meet them, but I believe they'll still win. If I had a duct tape, I absolutely would have won this fight. Alas. Friends have their cooldown reduced, get some scrap. I'm gonna go for the loot items. Cooldown reduction is the highest of the high hits. We get no cooldown reduction. We do get some burn, which is not bad. I'll get 15% crit chance on the force field as well. That could have been worse. Those are at least relevant. JJ sells items.
And sometimes I sell stuff.
Mama Saw. Every 8 seconds, deal 200 damage. If your enemy has at least 5 items, destroy a small or medium enemy item for the fight. I don't think that's mine. I do want to run a build that does that at some point, though. I want to run a build where I can use weapon destruction. Realistically, I think you have a Dianasaur who's destroyed a couple of things from enemies and has gained some stuff, and then you include a Mamasaur with them. Because would it arrive with all of the extra damage already? I'm not certain. Uzi and thrusters. Entirely irrelevant. Ooh, scrap metal. When you sell this, upgrade the core. I'm going to buy that.
I get it. You're busy. Enjoy your purchase.
Capacitor, charge adjacent items 1 second, and Chlorance. Fine. Ooh, middle. You sell medium items. Why don't you sell me another scrap?
What can I get you?
So, scrap metal, you might note, there's no reason for me to upgrade the armored core, it's already diamond tier. However, if I can get the scrap metal to diamond tier itself before selling it, it also reduces the cooldown of the core by a full second. Power drill, when you haste, burn, slow, freeze, poison, or haste, slow, freeze, burn, or poison, rather. Charge this for a second. Tesla coil and the Agri Balloon Bot. No. Yeah. If this is hasted, it gains 6 burn for the fight. Nitrogen hammers right there. Missiles.
You might try JJ's shop. Real friendly guy.
Awakened District, you say? Awakened District has a pretty big hit, actually. Awakened District has Soul of the District. Cooldown, 12 seconds, so it's significantly slower than Force Field. Shield equal to your current health, and then deal damage equal to your shield. Actually, maybe that's really bad. Maybe that's significantly worse. Landscraper, though, cooldown 6 seconds, shield equal to this item's value. At the start of each hour, it gains a value. When you use another item, charge this 3 seconds. So that's a really, really good shield amplifier for us. I wonder if it'd be enough to take Welding Helmet and Induction off board. Ooh, Awakened District. Okay, so Trash Titan, there's some good things here, right? Trash Titan specifically, if I got Juggler, I would be happy about it. When you use a small item, charge a large item for a second. Other hits, not that many for us. However, the Awakened District also has when you use a large item, haste an item for 4 seconds. I want that. Gimme that, or gimme the Landscraper, or gimme both somehow. Okay, I'm not yet shielded enough to survive the soul. I am now shielded enough to survive the soul of the districts, and now the enemy doesn't have enough HP to really generate any damage with it. Great. That's exactly what we wanted. Good fight. Shame. Balcony. The property to the left of this has double value in combat, and its cooldown is reduced by 20%. Almost certainly irrelevant. Balcony. Doubles the value of the cove, giving it 66 shield in combat, and a 20% reduced cooldown. All I need is 5 slots. Yeah, that doesn't seem good. 3 loot items, don't have space for that at the moment. 5% cooldown. I'm going to go for the 3 loot items. Get rid of the extract first. 3 regeneration happily. I'll sell the pelt for some gold. I love gold. I'm definitely leveling up, so you better get the party started. Seek knowledge. Oh, full 3. I've never gotten the full 4. So to me, 3 is the absolute most you can get there. Crypto, I'll gamble. I got some money and time. One of these days, you're gonna have to give me the duct tape and I'll go right to the moon. Until then, grievance and grumble. All right, Disco. I heard you were dead. Let's see if we can do it. Bring that about. I'd love to pick up titanium casing as well. When you use the core, your shield items gain 20 shield for the fight. That would be great for us. Just another 50% to the shield scaling from armored core. The enemy has applied a really significant amount of burn to me. I'm not gaining enough shield to be able to do much at all. Oh, shiny Thurable! When you gain regeneration, burn 55. And then Solar Farm, when you burn, charge this for 2 seconds. And when it works, it gives you regeneration. That's a great loop. I love that. I am going to go to a random enchantment location. Enchant with crit effects, you say? What would Armored Core do with crit effects? Oh, it just has a 50% crit chance. All right. What about Metronome? When you use an adjacent item, the other adjacent item gets 25% crit chance. That's going to be... I mean... Metronome really, what it really wants is a shield upgrade, because then it triggers off of shielding. It becomes my duct tape. It could graduate to duct tape. Cool LEDs. Do you... Nope. I mean, force field. Yeah, just 50% crit chance, of course. All of the rest of them are just going to be 50% crit chance. I'm gonna upgrade the Metronome, recognizing that if I still see the shield enchant in the future, I have to take that instead. Well, he sells weapon, battlefield, small item. Oh yeah, let me see what you got.
But my weapon's crit.
Ballista. When you haste, this gains 20 damage for the fight. When this gains haste, charge it for a second. I do like that. I'm not going to use it. I do like it, though. Oh, I was hoping one of the largest would be an upgrade for my force field. It's not, though. Kinetic cannon, when you use a small item, give this 10 damage for the fight. There's big bulldozer. And the rocket launcher, none of which really
We'll be back.
fit into what I'm trying to do here. Barkun?
Small things remind me of seeds, acorns, home.
I'm afraid to say, Barkun, none of your first items were really appropriate for this build. Pyrocarbon, when you gain burn, haste your items for a second. Chrono barrier. Enemy item cooldowns are increased by 1 second. I'm pretty interested in that, actually.
This is a gift at any price.
Especially if I can upgrade that.
Back home. I'm gonna be a business tree.
Antimatter chamber. Destroy this and 3 small enemy items for the fight. Is that a really good idea, maybe? So it's 3 slots off of my board, right? That's not easy. But if I just, like, replaced Induction Aegis and Welding Helmet, I'm losing so much of my shielding. But the enemy also loses 3 small items, and there's not that many builds that can survive losing 3 small items. Like, if I lost my 3 small items, I would actually pretty much be fine. Okay, fine. Get a friend, core cooldown reduction, extra max HP. I'm gonna go with the core cooldown reduction. Back to the Awakened District. It's the same choice I made over the Trash Titan last time. Why would I not make the same choice this time? I should definitely make sure to restart the game between now and the next fight. Ooh, big crit. There's the soul of the district. Shield equal to your current health every 12 seconds, and then deal damage equal to your shield. Maybe that's just better than Welder's Helmet. It is a big number. Hell's Dig Site, find any item in the Bazaar. Tox Clocks, haste, slow, and cooldown items. I'm gonna go to Tox Clocks. Actually, no, I have so much money. I'm gonna go to Pearl and literally just look until I find something worthwhile. Golden Crypto. That'll have double the sale value, but money is not my problem. Welding Torch and the Brass Knuckles. Rolling Pin. When this gains haste, give it 20 damage for the fight. Okay. Exoskeleton, when you sell this, your weapons gain additional damage. There's Shark Ray. When you haste, this gains 20 damage for the fight. Big Bulldoze is back. None of which are particularly relevant right now. Shielded Virus, Heavy Rocket Launcher, slows 2 items for 1 second every time it activates. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good upgrade for that. Eagle Talisman for just straight up 20% crit chance. I don't want to spend all of my money here, but I definitely want to dig pretty hard. Because I want something actually impactful. Shield equal to 2 times the value of your items, says Space Scraper, for taking up 3 spaces. That's not worth it for us. Medkit. Rifle, when you use this, reload it. 1 ammo if it's your only weapon. There's Big's Gym as well. When you buy a weapon, this gains 2 value. You gain 50% max health. 50 max health, not 50%. 50% would be insane. Robe! When you shield, your shield items gain 3 shield for the fight. Well, it's really good shield scaling for a build that has more instances of shield than I'm leaving. I'm giving it up. We found absolutely nothing the entire time. Can I get some duct tape, please? Crane. When you use an adjacent large item, this gains 30% damage of the fight. When you use an adjacent medium item, it gains 20% damage of the fight. Not with me. GPU hastes the core for 4 seconds every time it's used, but the core is already fully hasted. I do want the ones that are activating commonly to be the ones between the metronome. I don't think Soul of the District... Well, Soul of the District would get a lot of crit chance. That'd be nice. It'd literally get 50% crit chance before it activates the first time. The only thing is I need to make sure that I'm not dead before it starts activating. Like, if it takes 12 seconds for this to activate the first time, but I die in the process, it's nothing. Atomic clock is back. I'll leave. I do feel like I've spent so long just looking for duct tape, but I also do think that if I ever found duct tape, it would have completely transformed the run. Immediately. Let's get us a shield item. Of course. Of course it's you, Chris. Why would it be duct tape? It's only exactly what I need. Alright, simplicit.
Underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
Oh, that's a lot of skills. I'd love to have skills like that. Ooh, you are a burn and damage build, but I'm big shielded. Oh boy. Nope, you froze all of my stuff, and my shields got turned off.
All cannon.
And
No
yep,
ball.
that's exactly what I was so worried about. The Soul of the District didn't even get to the possibility of activating. Yikes. I feel like this build was robbed a little, admittedly. I do feel like any opportunity to put a duct tape on this field would have immediately transformed the entirety of it. Soul of the District was definitely a bit hopeful, but I wanted to have a little more hope in here. Soul of the District. That's a lot of shield that you never really gave us. The Armored Core being all the way up to Diamond is basically before the end of day 3 is basically the reason that we have 7 wins here. So thank you, Diamond tier Armored Core, much appreciated. I'll take these 2 chests happily. And collect some more alongside them in the next episode. Until then, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been The Bazaar. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Top left is a series playlist for all the content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming bars and the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Sorathil. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves and hopefully to see you all next time.